Hey everyone, welcome to Learn DAX channel. My name is Siddesh and in the previous video we had taken a look at the key filters function in DAX. If you haven't already watched that video, I will leave the link in the description. You can go and check it out. For this video, we already have a problem statement which states that get the max sales in each month and the corresponding date. So what do I mean by that? So let's start breaking down this bit by bit. First of all, I'll pull the date column from the date table and I just need the date. I don't need the hierarchy. Now, instead of pulling the sales amount directly, I will first pull the total sales column from my sales table. And I'll tell you why I am doing that. So if I pull the total sales and I don't want to summarize it, then you'll see that the breakdown happens at the level where on each day I am seeing multiple sales that have happened. So for example, on 1st of Jan, I have sales 4,399, 13,056, 6 lakh. So there are multiple sales that have happened on each day, but we are not concerned about that. Right now, what we are concerned about is to consider 1st of Jan as a whole unit and accordingly to consolidate the sales that have happened on each day and at the month level, which was the day when the maximum sales have occurred. So now if I pull the sales amount column or sales amount measure on this visual, again, I see that there is this granularity at the level of date where a date is occurring multiple times because we have multiple occurrences of sales that have happened on that particular day. But if I remove total sales, then I see that I get the consolidated sales that have happened on each day. Now, the second part is to get the date corresponding to the maximum sales. So, if for example, in the month of Jan, on at least at the visual level, what I'm seeing is for the first 24 days, the max value seems to be around, I think, 11 lakhs or 12 lakhs. So let's just assume that this is the max sales that have happened, which is around 12 lakhs, and we want to get that sale as well as the date corresponding to that sale, which in this case would be 7th of Jan. So I need a table which has the date or yeah, I need the date, I need the sales amount, and I need the max sales amount. So let's start building this solution for that. So first thing I need to do is to create a measure to get the max daily sales amount is equal to, I will use the max x function because I want to iterate, and I will iterate over the date table because I want to iterate day by day and then to get the maximum sales amount. So I will iterate over the date table and I'll use the sales amount measure because I want to get the maximum sale that have happened in the month of Jan, and the value that I want to evaluate is the sales amount. So let me hit enter, and if I pull that max daily sales amount on this table, let's see what I get. It's not what I expected. I was expecting it to give me the value which is the max sales amount for the month of Jan, but this is not what I'll get because the granularity of this particular table is at the level of each day or daily. But what I want is that I need a consolidated month as Jan, and for the month of Jan, I need the complete sales amount and I also need the max daily sales amount. Because of which, instead of pulling the date, I will pull the year and month from my date table. So if I pull the year and month, so now this consolidates the month at a time. And now if I pull the sales amount in this, first thing I get is the consolidated sales for the month of Jan. And the next thing that I get or what I want is the max daily sales amount. So this says that for the month of Jan, the max sales amount was 13 lakh 95,540. Let's quickly verify this by filtering this table. So we want this to filter that table for the month of Jan. So the date is going to be, let's use advanced filtering. The date is or is on or after. So 01 01 020 and is before, I would say 01 02 2020, which means after 1st Jan and before 1st Feb. Yes, and apply filter. So now I have only the dates corresponding to the month of Jan. Let me just kind of minimize this so that there's a better view. Now if I sort this in descending order of the sales amount, then what I'll find here is that the max sales amount happened on 31st of Jan, which was 13,95,540. And this is exactly what we are getting in the measure that we just created, max daily sales amount. So far what we have done is giving us the correct value. Now the next part is to get the date, which is 31st of Jan in this column. So I will create a new measure and I will call it max daily sales amount date. That will be, so what I need to do here, let's try and understand the logic before I create this. So I have to use a filter function which is going to iterate over the month. Let's say for the month of January, it is going to iterate over all the values corresponding to the sales amount, and it is going to compare if this value, which is 13,95,540, is found in any of these days. So for example, for the month of Jan, it is going to come to the 1st of Jan and check if the sales on 1st of Jan correspond to 13,95,540. If it does, then it's going to lock in that value and give us 1st Jan as the max sales date. If you don't get that value, then it's going to go to the second row, third row, right up to the 31st of Jan. And this is going to happen for each of the month. So let's try and build that using DAX. So we can call it max daily sales amount date will be, let's first store that max daily sales amount in a measure. This max amount will be max daily sales amount. It will be easier for us to understand. And we will create var date of, I'll just call it date, will be, now we are going to use the filter function. Now instead of filtering over the whole date table, I'm simply going to use the date column of the date table. And what I need to compare is the sales amount should be equal to max amount. Correct. So if you understand the logic here, what I'm telling filter function is to iterate over the date values from the date table and check if the sales amount that is there in each row corresponds to the max amount that I've passed in as a variable at the top in here. And if it is true, then return me the dates. And if I hit enter, I think this is that column, max daily sales amount date. So yeah, this is the expected output that we wanted. So for the month of Jan, I am seeing that the max daily sales amount is 13,95,000 and max daily sales amount date is 31st of Jan. Now let's verify this for the month of Feb as well. All I need to do is go to this table, change the filtering so that it's on or after 2nd of Feb, 1st of Feb, and is before 1st of March. Apply filter. So now you see, let me minimize this. So for the month of Feb, the max sales amount corresponds to 17,80,680, and the date corresponding to that is 6th of Feb, which I'm clearly seeing in here as 6th of Feb, and the sales amount is 17,80,680. So this way we have verified this. Now we can change the formatting of this so that it's more easier to read, like a short date. something like this. Yeah, because this is what we are seeing even in this particular column. So this is much easier to read. Just reduce the size of this column. So yeah, that's what we wanted to find in this video. That's what we were looking for. And if you found any value from this video, please share it with your friends, leave your feedback in the comments. And like I say at the end of every video, thanks for watching and happy learning.